thank you to Mr. Brady Kruzmark and our Mankato West Band. What an amazing way to kick off our celebration. Good morning, Scarlets, and welcome to the 2018 Homecoming Coronation Ceremony. My name is Sherry Blazing, and I am very proud and honored to serve as principal of Mankato West High School. Thank you. Homecoming is a week full of fun, tradition, and excitement. It is an awesome opportunity for us to come together as a school community and celebrate both the past and the present. I would like to take a moment to thank each of the staff members, alumni, and students who have given their time and energy to make this day and week the special Scarlet celebration it is. At this time, I invite anyone involved in the planning of any of our homecoming activities and events to please stand and be recognized. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Homecoming is a wonderful opportunity to celebrate our achievements and talents, connect with friends, and experience all the positive things happening at Mankato West. And there are so many positive things happening here. Last spring, U.S. News and World Report ranked all public high schools in the country based on multiple measures of academic achievement and ranked Mankato West High School number 15 in all of Minnesota. This fall, Mankato West was also named the #2 best sports high school in Minnesota based on the percentage of students participating in activities, the success of our athletic programs, and overall achievement. Our school community continues to improve and achieve great things that our students, families, alumni, and community can be very, very proud of. What an amazing place to learn, work, and live. As we begin today, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to some of our important guests with us today. At a ceremony last night, we inducted 6 new members into the Mankato West High School Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame was established to honor and celebrate the outstanding legacies of our school community. West High School has an amazing and rich history, and this is just one way to continue to reach out and celebrate that history. The 2018 Hall of Fame inductees are Mr. Sam Hansen, class of 1957, Mr. Scott Madigan, class of 1976, Mr. John McGee, class of 1980, Miss Jane Shostag, class of 1965, and longtime English teacher at West High School, Mr. Brendan Schrader, class of 1993, and Mr. Mike Wolverton, class of 1968. Would those inductees with us please stand? How about a big round of applause for our newest members to the Hall of Fame. Next, I would like to recognize our alumni groups that have returned to West today to help us celebrate homecoming. First, celebrating their 25th class reunion, I ask that the class of 1993 stand and be recognized. Next, celebrating their 50th class reunion, I would ask the class of 1968 to stand and be recognized. And celebrating their 60th class reunion, I ask the class of 1958 to stand and be recognized. Later during this program, we will welcome our homecoming court to the stage and will crown the 2018 Homecoming Queen. At this time, I would like to recognize any former homecoming court members who have joined us today. If you are a member of a homecoming court, would you please stand at this time? And now will all other alumni with us today please stand and be recognized? All alumni. That's all you guys on this side. Again, I thank our alumni for being here and believe that your presence here today is evidence of how special Mankato West High School is. Last, but certainly not least, I want to honor one final group returning to us today, the retired teachers and staff members of Mankato West High School. Retired staff members are an important part of our history. They gave their careers to serve our students and community. I sincerely welcome you back today in the hopes that you stay connected and join us often, as you will forever be a part of our school community. Retired staff members, please stand and be recognized. As a member of this staff for 10 years now, and as a parent of 4 Scarlet alumni, I hear and can tell countless stories of the impact educators have on kids and how a special teacher can touch, impact, and even change lives. Scarlet students, don't forget to say thank you. Make the effort to reach out to the staff who have made a positive impact on your high school careers and thank them. I know that each of the alumni returning today have stories of educators who kept them engaged, who supported them when they needed it most, and who helped them realize their full potential. With that in mind, I would ask all educators of any kind, past and present, to please stand at this time. Come on, there's a lot of you here. Thank you. Current Scarlet students, take a look around this gymnasium. You are one in an immense network of Scarlets. We are truly fortunate to be part of this community. To all of our students, staff, alumni, and guests, thank you for being with us today. Whether you traveled hundreds of miles to be here or just walked a few blocks, welcome back and welcome home. And remember, once a Scarlet, always a Scarlet. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the Vice President of our senior class, Dan Egley, who will serve as MC of our coronation ceremony.
Good morning. I am Dan Egley, Senior Class Vice President. On behalf of the Mankato West High School student body, I would also like to welcome the alumni from the classes of 1968 and 1993 who are celebrating their class reunions, as well as the other classes represented here today. It is a pleasure to see all of you here today, especially those who have traveled many miles to attend. We hope you will enjoy today's festivities. Today, we also have with us representatives from Mankato East High School. Please welcome Mankato East students Maggie Taylor and Nolan Michaels. At this time, they wish to address our student body.
Good morning, Mankato West students, faculty, alumni, family, and friends.
I'm Nolan Michaels. I'm Nolan Michaels, and we're here today on behalf of Mankato East to wish you all a happy homecoming. We'd also like to say good luck to all the football players participating in tonight's game against Faribault.
We encourage you to make the most of tonight, so eventually, when you're sitting in the same seats the alumni are in today, you'll be able to reflect upon all the memories that you've made with your best of friends.
Be smart, stay safe, and have some fun. Thank you, and have a great rest of your homecoming.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce David Phelps, who represents the class of 1968.
Thank you and good morning. This is becoming emotional. I kind of want to pad up and play tonight. I was asked to talk about 1968 and what it meant to this class. Time magazine called 1968 the year that shaped a generation. To us kids in Mankato, it was a year that gave us a front seat to history. If I might paraphrase Charles Dickens, it was a simple time. It was a complicated time. It was the year of lost innocence. It was the year of the unknown. The Broadway play Hair opened in 1968 and proclaimed that this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. The low-budget thriller Night of the Living Dead opened the same year and introduced us to the zombie culture. It was up to us to decide which path to follow. If only life had been that simple. Mankato was a good place in which to grow up. It was peaceful, comfortable, and safe. The 50s and the 60s had been a time of innocence, when we look forward to our first dance, first kiss, and first time behind the driver's wheel without a parent in the passenger seat. But that changed by 1968. In 1968, we witnessed the assassination of Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King within months of each other. The war in Vietnam, which would not go away, was reaching a new intensity. And the military draft was a looming presence. College campuses were awash with student protests, and the inner cities were boiling with anger. A sitting president, Lyndon Johnson, decided to call it quits because of the mounting Vietnam criticism. That led to a bitter presidential election that started with riots in the streets of Chicago and gave us Richard Nixon as president. But 1968 also gave us O.J. Simpson and their very first Super Bowl. 60 Minutes was new to TV, and we learned to say "Sakatumi" from the popular show Laugh-In. In the music world, we listened to Aretha Franklin, The Doors, and Jimi Hendrix. Elvis even made a comeback that year. On the big screen, guess who's coming to dinner? Planet of the Apes and The Graduate appeared at Mankato theaters. 1968 also marked the start of the feminist movement and popularized the word groovy. It also was the year that McDonald's introduced the Big Mac. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a Sesame Street bun. We began to hear about marijuana and LSD and black power and take it to the streets. And then on Christmas of 1968, America got a reminder of the founding spirit that helped define us, when Apollo 8 became the first manned space shot to circle the moon. For a brief moment, there was a collective pride in an otherwise torn country. Now, 50 years later, there's a new set of challenges before us, with new divisions in the country and new distractions. The class of 1968 survived because we were resilient. The classes here today will also survive. We don't need slogans to get by. Sometimes we just need to look at ourselves through a fresh set of eyes and learn from history. And to that I say, go Scarlets.
At this time, I would like to introduce Emily Peterson Boone from the class of 1993.
Good morning, everyone. Happy homecoming! Yes, I went to school here 25 years ago. I know what most of you are probably thinking right now. Oh, isn't that cute? The old people are up here talking. She's probably going to talk about the good old days and how they had it harder than us and blah, blah, blah. And yes, we went to school here 25 years ago. But I honestly hope that we look as good as the 50-year class does 25 years from now. My dad, Jim Peterson, is in that class. Hi, Dad. We were the class of 1993. Our motto was, "We're so cool, as you can see, we're the class of 93. We weren't good at mottos, but we were cool once, and I want to tell you about us. Even though we were the class of 1993, we were kids of the 80s. The 80s! Stranger Things 80s. Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Madonna, Cabbage Patch Kids, Garbage Pail Kids, Star Wars, Big Wheels, Hot Wheels, Dark Crystal, Goonies, My Little Ponies, Banana Seats, Banana Clips, Jelly Shoes, Jelly Bracelets, High Tops, Apple IIe, Oregon Trail, Atari, Mrs. Pac-Man, Pitfall, Swim at the Pit, Neon Colors, High Collars, Matching Sweatshirts, and Sweatpants, Underoos, Family Ties, Cheers, Big Hair, and even bigger bangs kind of kids. We actually came to West in 7th and 8th grade from several different schools. Roosevelt, Monroe, Jefferson, and Hoover. Some other people came to join us. Yep, a bunch of 12-year-olds taking up the 3 floors down the hall to the left. It was an exciting but scary time. We had great teachers like Mr. Meyer from Waldorf, Minnesota, Herschel Seabrass, Mrs. Otto, Mr. Mickelson. We played arcade games at Aladdin's Castle at the Madison East Mall, and we ate Taco Tina's at the Mankato Mall. We went to junior high dances at the Lincoln School, where it was so hot the walls would sweat. We hung out at a place called the Teen Center. We passed notes back and forth and folded them up like little triangles. It's fun to find these. I wonder what will happen with your generation. Do you guys save your texts? Will you just have a plastic tub with all your phones that your parents store for you up in their attics? We didn't wake up and look at our phones or check the weather. We dialed 345-5611. I still dial that sometimes. We also called the Betty Byline on Friday night. This is where you could dedicate a song to someone that you liked, hoping that they would listen on KDOG. They recorded your voice, and you better have what you want to say down in your song picked out, because you get one chance. I mean, if Hungry Eyes was taken and you freaked out and you had to think of another song, and all you could think of is I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Yeah, I heard that happen to someone. Once they let us out of the 3 floors down the way, we entered 9th grade. Freshman year, yes! But we had to tone it down a bit. We were entering the 90s. We traded in Aquanet for White Rain hairspray. Maybe we got a spiral perm. We unrolled our Jabot jeans and put our flannel or college sweatshirt on, and away we went. Now we get to go out for lunch. 40 minutes of glorious freedom. But we can't go far. We can't drive yet. So we'll stick to Hardee's, Dairy Queen, Jenny Mae Donuts, or Randall's, which used to be Madsen's, but is now Cub Foods. It's facing entirely the wrong way. 10th through 12th grade, awesome memories. Prom, Jobs, football games, sports, orchesis, homecoming, first loves, the breakups, the Halloween snowstorm, DECA yearbook, the Scarlet Shop, senior skip day, our classes, our teachers. Here's a crazy fact for you. We were the last class before email. BE, before email. We took typing class from Jack Bankston. If you were lucky, you got one of the green screen computers, all 7 of them. Otherwise, most of us got typewriters. There was a class called Know Your Car. Some of us took Brit Lit with Roger Wilker, Spanish with Senior Halverson or Senora Mendez, who still teaches here today, I'm told, along with Mr. Kruzmark and Mr. Jones, awesome teachers. And you were incredibly lucky if you had Marty Wilchin for humanities. What he taught stuck with you. He made you appreciate architecture, art, different religions. He made you look at things a different way. He took time to know every single kid, and if you didn't have him for a class, he still knew you. I look out at our class and I think, a lot of us have known each other 3/4 of our lives. We knew each other before we became spouses or parents or had careers or complicated, wonderful, busy lives. Friendships were precious because you got to pick your friends in high school. They weren't other parents at your kids' schools or sports teams, people you met at work or your neighbors. They were friends who liked you just for you. I met my very best friend, Nikki Buggart, in 9th grade. We had algebra with Mr. Hanneman out in these trailers they put out in the parking lot. We became fast friends and then best friends, and I count her as one of the greatest blessings in my life. I am lucky. There's a great saying, your friends now know who you are, but your high school friends know why. Yes, we had different cliques and different groups, but ultimately they didn't matter. Now we're all one clique, one group. We're a little older, a little balder, a little fatter, a little grayer, but we're smarter, we're more mature, and more accepting and more forgiving. We celebrate all the good stuff in our classmates' lives, and we're there for each other in the not so good times. We have lost classmates along the way, too young, too soon. Some of us have endured serious illnesses and accidents. Some of us have lost parents, spouses, siblings, and worse yet, children. But we're here today because we rose above it, just like the class of 1968 rose above their hardships and the class of 2019 rose above theirs. Why wouldn't we? I'm proud of our class, and I like how we show up, even in the bad times. So, for all of you in high school, right now, celebrating homecoming, my advice for you is this: show up. Show up to school. Show up and try new things. Make new friends. Go to prom. Ask that person out. Wear your bangs high, wear your bangs low. Say thank you to your teacher. Say sorry if you need to. Study hard, play hard, laugh hard. Hug your parents. And don't try to get out of here so fast. Enjoy every terrible, wonderful, awkward thing that happens. You'll be glad you did. Happy homecoming, everyone, and go Scarlets!
Next, we will hear from the Mankato West High School Concert Choir under the direction of Miss Claire Baker. The choir will sing Mankato West Hymn, Hey Jude by the Beatles, River of Dreams by Billy Joel, and Something Just Like This by Coldplay. We will now move to the coronation portion of our program. Please welcome our honor guard. Sam Ambrose, son of Ken and Carrie Ambrose. Madison Szyminski, daughter of Jason and Jennifer Szyminski. Cameron Grun, daughter of Stephen and Melanie Van Rokel. Kenzie Grunst, daughter of Ed and Tia Grunst. Terilyn Johnson, daughter of Shane and Cindy Johnson. Gus Olseth, son of John Olseth and Mary Pat Anderson. Attendants, Ellie Dick, daughter of Kevin and Lori Dick. And Carson Zank, son of Mark Zank and Lori Shane. Daughter of Tim and Gwen Walsh. Hope is being escorted by Nathan Finney, son of Mark and Christine Finney. Daughter of Christy Shook and the late Wes Shook. Escorted by Terry Moore, son of Brian and Rebecca Moore. Queen candidate Jasmine Wapor, daughter of En Sun and Glenn Wapor. Jasmine is being escorted by Austin Harold, son of Dan and Sherry Harold. Jones Riquelme, daughter of Tony Jones and Pamela Riquelme Paredes. Kennedy is being escorted by Patrick Haley, son of John and Katerina Haley. Queen candidate Riley Friend, daughter of Don and Lisa Friend. Riley is being escorted by Samuel Sismania, son of Steve and Carrie Sismania. Congratulations, Queen Keely Shook and her escort, Terry Moore. Please stand and join me for the playing of our school song. Please remain standing in the bleachers after the band has concluded for a few closing comments. On behalf of the Mankato West student body, I wish to congratulate Queen Keely Shook and her court. As we conclude the coronation ceremony, we want to thank everyone for coming to celebrate Homecoming 2018. Please enjoy the rest of the day's activities. Have a safe and happy celebration.